Mhm.
Sandeepan Ray, he's the founder director of SMB Connect. He has over 2 decades of experience in database services, marketing, events, and marketing communications. He has worked with a lot of leading BTL agencies. Since 2012, he started this platform SMB Connect that has organized over 100 plus events across India and has provided a platform for over 100,000 SMEs to connect and grow with each other. So, Sandeepan, I welcome you to the event.
Thanks, Ritesh. Thank you very much for having me. As I said, it's great to be here, and thanks for having me on this particular discussion.
So, my first question to you would be, as an ordinary citizen, what was your initial reaction to the budget?
See, when we have gone through the entire budget speech, it was I was a little blank actually. Uh, Unlike most of the budget speeches earlier, this one is devoid of any jing bang, any big investment stories, big promises. It is something which is very common budget, I would say. We knew this is still going to be influenced by the pandemic, so there is definitely going to be a focus on the healthcare, and we can see that with a huge allocation of around 35,000 crores on in vaccination. Also, there's investment promises in primary and secondary healthcare. But this budget is predominantly takes care. It's more of a consolidation budget. It takes care of the good part about the budget or the bad part about the budget. Or for me, it is like it's looks an investment on infrastructure, which is a long-term thing for which will give you long-term benefit for any economy. So if you look at investments which the budget promises on roads, rails, ports, it will have a lot of benefit for both domestic and international investment. It will definitely attract them. The infra development will also help the MSME sector because it will help with the movement of people and goods. Also, the capital expenditure which is happening on the public transport systems, the decisions to invest on construction of metro lines in smaller cities, tier 2 cities is again going to help in mobility. It will also help in employment generation in a mid to long term basis.
Right.
So apart from that, I also see that the tax of the budget, which is usually get tinkered every budget, there is always some 5% reduction here, 10% of introduction, some says here, some says there. So the direct tax is been predominantly untouched. There is some revision on some benefit given on the housing loan part. Otherwise, it is more or less remains same. And I personally feel our tax structure should not be revised every second year. We should consolidate it for a minimum 4 to 5 years. Excuse me, until unless there's a major change. So that's something good. Also, for an MSME point of view, I see that 3 years maintaining your books is another case which is and just looked at in a positive way. Another benefit for indirect tax is again the 75 years old people don't need to put your mandatory return. So that's again a positive part. It's a good. So overall, it is a budget which may not be exciting as such, but it's a good budget. It's a budget which can give you benefit in the long run.
Right. So, I mean, my observation is that when we talk from an individual perspective, we expect reduction in taxes and things like, I mean, we individually will say that divestment should not happen in many of the PSUs. But when you talk from a MSME perspective and a business owner perspective, our opinions might change. So, what's your opinion as somebody from the MSME ecosystem?
So again, if you look at the MSME perspective, now when you see the budget and you don't go in detail, you will see there's nothing much for the MSME person. There's no big numbers coming in for the MSME as such. But when you go in detail and you see the benefits of each and every the announcements been made, there is a lot for the MSMEs. The first and foremost is that 57,000 crore, which is allocated for the MSME, is a huge amount. It's nearly double than what it was earlier. But again, the as they say, devil is in the detail. So this most of the money will go in that credit guarantee fund, which is basically your emergency credit line guarantee which the government is giving. So that is something it's good for MSME businesses. But when you look at the details, the custom duties on leather, which was there earlier, has been put. So that will have some kind of level playing field for a lot of MSMEs. Plus, there is a duty cut on the import of iron and other metal alloys, which is again going to help SMEs, because the metals are one of the major input material for MSMEs. So there is a huge benefit for MSMEs in terms of input cost. Plus, there's a lot of investment which has been announced on this budget on the textile segment. So that is something, again, textile being one of the, maybe the second largest employment generating sector in India. So it's a good that the government is looked at supporting the textile industry. There are announcements about 7 or textile parks, or 6 or 7 textile parks in next 3 years. So the entire ecosystem will get a boost. Plus, there is this production linked incentive. So you produce more, you get an incentive, so you can competitive. You are a competitive in this market. So more you produce, then you get some kind of benefit from the government. So your products your cost become effective. You get economic scale. So and textile, which India was lagged behind with our neighbors like Bangladesh, who have really done well in textile in last couple of decades. So this is a good. This kind of announcement is definitely help us in terms of our incentives in basically developing that MSME sector. Apart from that, that one-person company setup, which has been given some incentive, so it helps grow the MSMEs. So people can set up their own organization. The entrepreneurship development is given a lot of push, and you can convert this organization to partnership or private limited. Apart from that, apart from that, I think in the MSME sector, if you look at, I think the definition has changed, which will add maybe around a couple of lakhs or MSME in the new MSME segment. So they get the benefit of specifically the compliance requirement, which is a little bit lighter for MSME sector. So they get that. So the overall, again, as I told, no big bang announcement, nothing out of nothing which you should talk about, but it has elements which can have its benefit for a large part of MSMEs across the spectrum, across different industries.
No, I'll agree to that OPC part, because even ours is an OPC, and what I've seen is many of the MSMEs, they end up starting sole proprietorship. The risk liability is there, and you are not even eligible for a lot of government schemes in that case also. But if you can convert that into a OPC, you will be eligible for a lot of government schemes as well for MSME.
So that's a good part, because it is the government from the day one was talking more about entrepreneurship, giving push to employment generation. Then so that they are focusing on that, and they're continuing with that promise which they had in the beginning.
True. So as you covered, that government is working on a lot of sectors. So as I observed this, and that government has put an emphasis on textile, manufacturing, infrastructure. So what do you see would be the challenges for SMEs or MSMEs in particular to take advantage of these opportunities?
See, government is doing a lot from the MSME part for development of MSMEs. There are a lot of schemes which is coming in. In fact, the whole of last year was predominantly on how the budget is more of a budget year instead of a budget announcement, which was happened on the 1st of February. Post-pandemic, the first couple of months, there is a continuous announcement or the mini budget which was there. For an MSME to actually take advantage, they really need to take care of their specifically like the organizations who are in the textile. They need to take the advantage of the textile parks which is being set up. They need to take the benefit of the production linked incentive which is government is given. Use this opportunity to be a global player, enhance their scale, because as I told you, we were among the topmost textile manufacturing country in the world. Our textile exports were among the best in the world. But in last couple of decades, countries like Bangladesh, Vietnam, Indonesia has really taken over. There's a lot of work has moved from India to that. So that segment has been addressed. So there is opportunities for people in that segment to actually to really take this announcements and invest on people, invest on processes, so that they can take advantages of all these schemes. Most of the MSMEs are very focused on cutting cost and not looking at the value creation. So they should start looking at value creation. Once you start looking at value creation, you enhance your market image, you enhance your credibility, and you can actually look at utilizing a lot of opportunities. Secondly, thirdly, the digitization, which is again an area which the businesses need to invest. So again, which I don't see much of investment happening on that side. So that there again, businesses need to look at digitizing their business.
So one criticism which we always hear about our MSME industries is that they are not that efficient as in the Western market or anywhere else, and they are not that open to changes like automation, supply chain efficiencies, or new tech solutions. So how much do you agree to this?
So I agree. I agree with this, because see, there is a reluctance in the MSME segment to adopt something new. I think there is a shift. There's a generational shift also is happening in the MSME. So if my reading is correct, so if you look at today MSME, there are two kind of businesses. So one is startup, which is very focused. They know they want to scale it up. If they don't scale it up, they will kill the business. Process is coming in the MSME also. So the second, if you look at the MSME, the first generation who started, the second generation was reluctant and was there because the parents, the society wanted to continue. The third generation of MSME within the are so this generational shift is going to be very helpful for a country like India. So third generation MSME, and then based on my personal interaction with MSMEs or businesses across different parts, I have seen the third generation is very clear. If they are coming in, they are coming in to ensure that they scale it up. They compete in the global environment. They are not very keen to just continue and sustain their business the way it was done in the previous generation. So the third generation shift, which is happening now in many of the SMEs, is going to be detrimental for the Indian SME story in next couple of years.
Right. So in this budget, we observe this. The government has focused on health sector as well, social impact sector a lot. So although it's more about what government will be doing in that sectors, it could be in the medical mission or establishing hospitals. So how do you see SME playing a role in all these social sectors?
So there in the healthcare segment, Indian SME is also very resilient and can take decisions at a faster rate. The way if you look at how the pandemic has started, where in India we didn't have the sufficient number of PPE kits, we didn't have the right kind of ventilators, we didn't have sanitizers, didn't have the basic like masks, but within we were among the overproduction. We had overproduction of PPE. We are started exporting PPE kits. The masks were getting exported. Sanitizers getting exported from India. So if there's an opportunity, agile business will look at investment and driving growth in that particular segment. If you look at India, is one of the largest vaccine producing country in the world, or the largest vaccine producing country in the world. So that entire supply chain is already in place. So that ecosystem is in place. So you have larger players who are the top, but you have the ecosystem player, the smaller MSME who supply all this equipments or supports, raw materials and everything. So that entire segment is of MSME, and they will definitely going to take the advantage of all the spends which government going to have on the social healthcare.
So one question which I have is like, I have seen that many SMEs are not aware of all the work that government is doing through various schemes for a lot of organizations, and to collaborate with SMEs on a regular basis by organizing events and all that. Where do you see the gap?
I was talking to a very senior gentleman from our government sector, specifically working on the MSME welfare and development. And what came out of the discussion and this is that the government schemes are used by people who know about the schemes.
Yeah.
So that is the irony of the entire thing. So there is definitely a need of a proper educate about the different schemes. And what I am also noticed is that the schemes are if it has to be used by 100 people, it gets used by only 4 people, and they are maybe 20% of the people are consuming the entire usage of the 100%. So that's something need to be looked at. The government need to also put some kind of compliance, also need to have some kind of check and balance to ensure that they do a proper back-end check to ensure that subsidiary organizations are not getting the benefits. And the benefits only goes to the right kind of organization. So when we have a multiple organization, and for sake of compliances and to get the benefit, you have a smaller organization which is part of a large group companies take the benefit, use the subsidy, but the actual usage benefit of the entire office goes to a large organization. So these things, whoever is authorizing it, whoever is approving it, this kind of schemes need to have a little bit more closer look, which will definitely help.
So one of the earlier panelists, so he had, while government has done the schemes, and the problem is with the awareness, and a lot of industrial associations are working on that in educating the SME owners. But I mean, in your opinion, how like eager are SME owners to be associated with SME associations?
See, associations definitely have a lot of role to play. They definitely communicate a lot to the members to ensure that the benefits of members, the benefit of government passes to all the members. It takes some time, as I told you. So it is always the survival of the fittest when you have large people in a group. So people who are at the top definitely will take the advantage. But it is I see a lot of benefits are now being percolated down the supply chain or down the line, so that people at the bottom of the pyramid also gets getting this kind of supportive services. And with this digitalization and everything becoming online, and all these subsidiaries are getting available on different portals, there is a possibility of a level playing field coming in near future. So I think things will be far better in future. The digitalization is something which is going to make everybody a level player field. If you look at the current pandemic, when everything was locked down, so the bigger player and the smaller player, everybody is having the level playing field at this time. So it was a great leveler at one way or other. Similarly, when things are moving in the right direction, there has to be some kind of checks and balance from the government. Associations doing their bit. I am not going to say that they're not doing that. They're doing their bit. There are multiple associations available, and you have an industrial association, you have a state level association, you have a city level association. So business getting being active in association definitely will help him.
So I mean, since you help business on the growth part, I mean, among these associations, that's a local level, city level, state level. So how's the kind of collaboration different? Because from where I understand, I have seen is that SME owners, I mean, most of they prefer local level associations because that is where their actual issues are addressed, ground level issues are addressed. And there are several associations that's the pan India. It's more on the strategic and the macro side. So what's your view on that?
I think just 1 second. I think organization should be part of couple of association. A local association, a local level or state level association will definitely help a lot, because that addresses their need on a state level requirement, because industry at a state level with the land being a state subject will definitely have a lot of benefit being part of that. Association can add a lot of value. Similarly, if he or she if the association if the business is also a part of the industry association, which can be a regional or can be a national, will help in understanding what is happening in the industry. It will also help him to know what is happening in the industry at the global level. It will also help him to network with these like-minded people who are part of the entire supply chain and the ecosystem, both domestic and global. It will open opportunities for them to collaborate with international players, to look at expansion in different markets apart from India. So these two are really helpful. If you are large enough, then you can large national association. But if you are for an MSME, my suggestion would be is to be part of an industry association and a state level association, which will help him in his business in a longer run.
Right. So was there a particular thing as an MSME, from MSME perspective, you were expecting from the budget, but it was not there?
We were looking at more on the some kind of reforms in the labor, and which was there a lot of discussion going on. So that is something, if it comes in, it will definitely help businesses, because that is one compliances which is still need to be addressed, and the faster it has been done, it will help business to be more competitive. It will help them to get the right kind of resources, employ the right kind of people, and also have that policy of if the persons are not performing as per their caliber or as per their requirement, can be asked to move on from the business, so that the hire and fire part can be taken care. So that is something I was expecting. Apart from that, I don't think so there's anything which was missing in this particular budget, because as I told you, the investments on the infra is something which this government is very good, has been doing, and that will definitely help. So let's keep this is more of a consolidation budget, and keeping the status quo, so that in the text, so that there is very clear understanding, okay, this is my taxes for next couple of years, which will help business to have a better planning better. So otherwise, if the labor part, labor laws are reformed, which will definitely help MSME sector in a big way.
Like, so we have, I mean, even our Prime Minister pointed out that this budget was a part of a mini series of mini budgets, and even you raised that point, and that was needed because of the MSME sector is recovering from a pandemic. So what do you think should be the next step in the next mini budget for MSMEs to accelerate their recovery?
See, Kshitij, let me just tell you. This budget is definitely a part of a series of mini budget which came post-pandemic, and it was an event which necessitated some kind of a support from the government sector. Good, bad is a debatable thing, but there's a lot of support is given, a lot of credit was been given. There's some cash. There's a lot of decisions was taken to ensure that all the government payments were done at a fast track, and all the MSMEs who were working on government projects and all get funded. So a lot of things were happened in this, which leading to the budget. So that's maybe the reason why this budget was not big bang, because a lot of decisions were taken before the budget itself. Also, and this is something which I have not seen many people noticed or pointing it out. 2020 is the year where we have a full or last 5 years. So, last 5 years, the monsoon was 80%, 70%, 90%. And India being an agriculture-driven economy, this has really helped to get over the pandemic right now. because of the agricultural income, which has really grown by around 11% or 13%, we are seeing this kind of a growth. Had this not been a great monsoon and the agricultural growth was not, things would have been different. So the packages which was given by the government, a good monsoon. So we should thank our God, our God that we had a very good monsoon this year, has helped us to recover at a much faster rate, and we can see some kind of recovery going in. So as I told you, I do not see a reason to have a mini budgets coming every second, third month. It was necessitated because of the kind of event which has happened. Pandemic is once in a century kind of an event. You don't see a pandemic in every 6 every decade or every couple of decades. The last we heard about pandemic was in 1918 or 1920. That's the time. So it's after nearly a century we have seeing a global lockdown, which needed some kind of a boost. Until unless there is an event which actually have a huge impact on the economy, I don't see a reason why we need to have a boost coming in. Can be some scenario where it can give some stimulus to ensure that short-term cash benefits, some kind of subsidy. Otherwise, I don't see a reason of having a mini budgets coming in every second or third month from now.
That makes sense. Anyways, we have recovered a lot since the pandemic, so that makes perfect sense. So Sandeepan, thank you for taking out your time. This session was really insightful for us. We learned a lot from you, from your perspective. Thank you for taking out your time. Thank you, Sandeepan. Any closing comments which you have?
Thanks, Ajit. I think it's great to have me here. Really appreciate your effort to actually connect with all the MSMEs and the startup. And only one thing for the SMEs or MSMEs, they need to look at investing in themselves, create value for their organization, create value for the shareholders. Don't just be a very possessive parent of their organization and cluster to their organization. Look at how they can scale it up, create value, and then give that value to their next generation. And invest a little bit on digitization, invest on marketing, invest on development of their brand, which will help in a long term for that organization. So thanks, Satish, for being hosting me, and really appreciate. Best of luck for you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you. So